Good evening, gamers, and welcome to tonight's CF1 broadcast. I am your host for this evening. I go by the name Speezy24, and joining me tonight for their inaugural CF1 debut, your favorite omen's favorite omen, we have Jonah. How you feeling tonight, Jonah?
Feeling great, Speezy. I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to check out some CF1 action tonight.
Absolutely. And Jonah, for those of the people watching who don't know you, they haven't been keeping up with CF1, they're not up on their Tier 2 Valorant, can you give the viewers just a quick, brief synopsis, who you are, why I'm so excited for you to be joining, and why CF1 as a whole production has just gone up tenfold because we have a Radiant player in the building?
So when the Valorant first started in beta, I was on a team with some of the players from Virtuoso Valorant and Big Money Squad back in beta as well as Act 1. I hit Radiant in Act 3 this episode, and I used to IGL for Rutgers University. Of course, they're the two-time CF1 champions, so I had some small portion to play in the victory of Rutgers in the split one of last year. But this year, I'll be commentating, and I couldn't be more happy to do that.
Absolutely, and we are so fired up to have you. And speaking of fired up, we have a super hyped matchup here tonight. We are going to be seeing Army West Point taking on the University of Waterloo. So two teams, both obviously made it into Split 2. This is week number 1 of Split 2. We have dropped 4 teams from each division, and this is going to be a look at the final standings from the first split. Again, first split of week 1 or week split 2. Oh man! Anything kind of catch you off guard, Jonah? Anything you're surprised about looking at these standings on the screen?
I mean, East Group 2 is filled with a lot of good teams. I mean, the Miami Redhawks, the Waterloo Gold team, of course, the Ryerson Shorty Kings, and right below them is the Army West Point. Now, they're 6-3, but they've only lost to those top 3 teams, and those top 3 teams are contenders regularly in, the VCT as well as in CF1 itself. I mean, of course, a lot of the power rankings by Beanies, Kiernan, and Scott have the Redhawks at a very, very high position. And of course, Scott has that on his secret formula. He's got the Hawks at number 1. So, I mean, this may be the strongest team, but they've got 2 contenders playing tonight in UW Gold and Army West Point.
Absolutely, and shout out to Beanies giving UW Gold their power rankings debut in that number 10 slot. I have to say, I do agree with them on that one, but taking a look at the power rankings as a whole, right, we see a lot of teams from this West region, and is that something that you've, coming from playing collegiate Valorant, right? Have you guys had a chance to really scrim a lot of these teams? With the whole COVID-19 pandemic, we can't have any of these LAN events just yet. But what is it about these teams on the West that make them so dominant?
The West School teams have a lot of individual players that actually come from the Tier 2 scene and some, trying to work into that Tier 1 scene. So they've been at it grinding. And when they, get the scholarships such as UCI offers, and of course these other schools like SJSU starting to offer esports scholarships, these schools are able to field teams of individually talented players that elevate the team as a whole. You don't just have students here, you have paid esports players from the Tier 2 scene coming into collegiate who are just simply dominating.
Absolutely. That education is invaluable. School's always going to be there. Valorant may not. So got to take that opportunity to kind of blend the two together and get that education while playing the game you love. So it doesn't get much better than that. But to get back to the game tonight, UW Gold, we saw them, I believe it was last week, take down Ryerson University, who based on Scotty's secret formula, they're at number 10, and they are the number 3 team in this East Region Group 2, right? The only teams they've lost to, one being UW Gold and another one being the Redhawks. But Jonah, playing into how often that you guys play, you scrim every day, you practice majority of days, if not every day. What are you expecting from that victory? Are they going to take anything over from that victory against Ryerson into this game against Army West Point?
I know Waterloo and Ryerson actually have a very strong connection. All of these players are friends, and they do hang out on Discord all the time. So for them to beat their friends and their rivals, per se, from the only other really strong Canadian school, it's got to give them a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence going into this matchup. And like last time they played in February 1st, UW Gold did beat Army West Point in that matchup 13-4 and 13-3.
Absolutely. That was week 1 of Split 1. This is week 1 of Split 2. So hopefully Army can give us a little bit of a show here, show us how they've evolved as a team as we make our way onto the pick and bans. We will see the breach come out from Army West Point on Ascent here. Army also going to be defending first on Ascent. That was chosen by the University of Waterloo. Map 2 also, just to give everyone a heads up, we will be going to bind with Waterloo on defense first. And if needed, map number 3, we will be seeing Haven with Army on defense. So taking a look at these maps, I mean, not really anything too shocking with what we've come to expect so far from Valorant as a whole with only 5 maps in the game.
Yeah, a lot of NA teams preferring to ban Split and Iceboxes. Those are the 2 maps that people hate playing the most. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this Ascent, Bind, and Haven. A lot of teams prefer these maps. My team as well. They prefer those maps as well. And, as NA as a whole, they like to stick to these maps that are a little more comfortable for them, a little more CSGO-y.
Absolutely. We haven't seen anyone break the meta just yet, and taking a look at the agents that have been chosen, nothing too crazy, pretty standard stuff here other than that breach coming out from MIB Police, but I do like that choice. Hopefully allows them to clear a bit of some hard corners, if you will. But Jonah, on Ascent, what's the one thing that you're looking for to start off a round?
Looking at Army's aggression here in B main with that breach flash. They got early info, but it looks like all 5 members of UW Gold are actually stacked up here, trying to execute with a B split. Toff's up alone. This is the B split with the Jet coming in, and he gets a free kill for it.
Yeah, just going absolutely nuts. Toff takes down Inverte, gonna tailwind in, close the door, looking to make some more space. Not able to get anything done as that breach. MIB Police gonna take down Toff, and that's gonna be the trigger. Spike has been planted. Mizzy trying to hold down the boat, nothing doing. This is gonna be an interesting one. We have 4 players on the site for UW Gold, and this post plant is going to be extremely difficult for Army West Point.
Yeah, it looks like Vex here is taking the early challenges on that Reyna. Of course, Reyna on pistol round has 150 HP after he got that first kill, but he drops, so now it's a 3v3 post plant. Let's see if this breach can concuss his way onto the site and try to get this bomb defused.
Concussion goes out. The Killjoy turret looking to do a little bit of work, but so is Light, making light work of the players there as Damo's gonna clean up the final frag on MIB Police, and UW Gold strike first blood.
Yeah, UW Gold running an excellent B take there in the pistol round. They sat outside of B main, waited for MIB Police to throw out all that early breach utility, and then hit the bomb site. The drone in mid was able to get Toff all the way up, got the free kill on the Jet player Unknown. Didn't really know that the other Jet player on the other side was actually up market already. I mean, that right there, I think that's a little bit of lack of communication from the side of Army West Point. They've got to make sure all their spots are covered.
Absolutely. Mid control is the name of the game right now on Ascent. This is the one place that you have to make sure you're contesting, and Vex just walking straight into this B site, making quick work of Army West Point. Vex, what was that? Just walking on. I didn't see any utility being used right there, Jonah. That was just a raw peek.
I mean, that right there is the eco round, right? And now he gets the ace, of course. Vex on the Reyna here. The key difference between these 2 squads isn't just the Cypher for the kill, but also Vex on this Reyna over Mid Police's breach. That key difference lends itself to a more puggy style, where Vex is really allowed to showcase his individual skill. He's really able to walk out, take those fights confidently because he is Reyna. If he does get in trouble, he can dismiss out. But you saw right there, with that ace, that is going to make UW Gold just feel super confident going in. There's nothing that's going wrong for them. So because nothing is going wrong, they can just keep on going mid and B.
Absolutely. So far, so good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Speaking of something that's not being broken, the economy of UW Gold, until Inverte does that, takes down Damo, who I believe was the only player to invest in this round with a Phantom, but this could be a dirty crossfire here. They don't know that MIB Police on the other side of this wall, and that's the beautiful team play from Army West Point. When you hear Army, you expect them to be coordinated, and that's exactly what they brought right there.
Yeah, that was a well-timed breach flash into a kill, and then you see Mizzy here locking down B main as Sovas do so often. The first gun round, or rather the bonus round from UW Gold, does go in the favor of Army West Point, but it's not over just yet. The economy is still looking strong. for UW Gold as they get a full buyout. And this Reyna does have ultimate, while all the rest of the Army players still do not have any of theirs available. So look for this Reyna to maybe go in and pop off with some of those jet smokes dashing in and that arrow coming in.
Yeah, and Jonah, this is going to be the first time we see the 2-1-2 come out from UW Gold, so giving us a bit of a different look, right? We've seen them traditionally 4 players over towards that B site, 1 towards middle. It's been tough for the first round, and second round it was Vex, so giving us a bit of a different look, showing some presence in multiple places. It's an interesting approach here. I want to see what they can make do, because if they can kind of sell a play action of a fake, that would just be a nightmare for Army West Point. They would not be able to tell in the subsequent rounds what's going to come next, as we see the challenge there from Mexnet in trade.
Waterloo trying to take it slow, let that jet get into action there, gets the enemy jet, but gets traded quickly by the breach. And that's the jet breach combo, that synergy between those two players, as the jet the breach flashes, and then the jet peeks off of that, with the breach also swinging afterwards another trade. But quickly, Rodzi takes down that breach, and now the defense is wide open.
And it looks like that Army West Point's going to back off here, play retake, unless Namek has something to say about the nerd cam in the sky spots all the players. They saw everyone. They know that that spike is going to be going down on double boxes. Oh, almost getting tickled by that shock dart was Namek. Just deletes Vex off the server. Don't peek me. You know better than that. Mizzy spots that killjoy.
Gets shut down.
Oh, and Mizzy just destroys Rodzi in Tree Room. So a 2v2, plenty of utility to work with for Army West Point. They are going to get that recon dart.
These 1v1s are going in the favor of Army right now. And Army uses another 1v1 to Damo. And another 1v1 comes in and Damo wins both of the challenges. UW Gold had a solid post-plant setup with 4 people alive. But then you saw there the 2 players from UW randomly peeking, taking those 1v1s, losing them, but Damo is there to save the day. He clutches that one out and gives UW Gold a much-needed round win. They had lost that, their economy would have been in shambles.
And Jonah, I'm no Radiant player. I'm just a lowly gold 1, silver 3. It fluctuates depending on how I'm feeling that day, but Damo was able to isolate that 2v1 into 2 1v1s, making the world of a difference. Army, we expect them to be coordinated, and it just looks like right there they were not on the same page during that round.
Yeah, it looked like the communication broke down right there. Both of them needed to drop at the same time and check Heaven together, as they knew he was in Heaven because he threw that smoke. But into this round, you see Toph, gunless, popping these knives and looking for a pick in mid here. He knows that the breach plays back here in CT, so maybe he's trying to get a headshot on him if possible, but no. He's regrouping towards the B main. I mean, the whole team of UW is here, but there's just a Sova on site, and here comes the Killjoy ulti.
And I have to ask, Jonah, we see the Damo's got the from the shadows. That recon bolt's going to spot 3. They're trying to drag the rotation from Army West Point onto this B site. From the shadows could get popped, and A is wide open right now.
Yeah, A is wide open, but let's see if UW actually commits. They TP, Omen TP, into the bomb site. Clear logs right there, trading nicely, 1 for 1. Now they know these players are in CT and market, and they know they're surrounded. So let's see what UW does here. Fight a doorway out.
And Toph not able to find anything with that Blade Storm. Namek's gonna get that Neural Theft out. Light takes down 2, showing him the darkness. Just go back to the your agent selection screen. Mexec takes down Light. 1v1, mano v mano, Omen v Omen. Can we see a true Omen diff? Damo's playing inside the smoke. I respect this. The smoke criminal. They just passed each other 2 ships in the night. Damo, can you get the frag? Just playing the times. Extremely wise stuff here from Damo. They know they have to stick this.
He's tapped the bomb. Going for this 1v1, but it looks like time is actually in the favor of Damo. He played that so well. He did the ring around a Rosie on him. He knew he was going to have to push that smoke. He knew he would have to drop, and he played that time so well. But that round was ultimately won off of the hands of Light right there. You know, usually when you go to take the B bomb site, you want to leave someone in B main to watch that market cross, to watch that cross right there. And you see Light here getting not 1, but 2 right there. That's 2 excellent headshots. It forces Mexec to push into B main to trade that, and thus delaying it so long so that Damo could actually play in that smoke. Great round by UW right there. Excellent B take.
And Light doing all of that with only, if I'm not mistaken, 16 HP, able to find the double kill. So props to Light for getting that done for UW Gold, as they are just firing on all cylinders right now. Army West Point taking a look at the ultimate economy. They are going to have a Hunter's Fury and a Blade Storm of their own, while UW Gold could be looking to play the post plant with this Hunter's Fury. So I would not be shocked if we see them play off-site. But here's the contact, Mexec with that Stinger. It's gotten nerfed recently. Not able to get it done on Toph, who has the Phantom. So that's going to be a tough battle. Toph, you heard the Shadow Step. You know where they are. Takes down Mexec, and that is tree control for UW Gold, but MIB Police able to take down Toph as well. 19 HP in a dream? No. That's a nightmare when you run into Vex when they can do that. Double kill for Vex right now. 4v2, UW Gold looks like they're in complete control of this right now. But Namek, could they find the timing here on this Cat player?
He's got a great flank right now, and Verdi's actually drawing his attention, making sure that Rodzi over here is focused on him, and Namek is right behind him, gets a free shot on him, whiffs a little bit. No, he has to reload because the gun isn't enough bullets.
Rodzi just destroying Namek and possibly ending their career. I mean, no, that's a free kill. You could go for the backstab even. Let's see this one again. Rodzi just deletes Namek, and I'm sure Inverti was like, oh, he's probably going to get this frag. I could start to work my way out Cat, and we can play this retake together. But no, Rodzi just shuts it down on Cat right there. Huge play. Everybody from UW Gold, Jonah, seems to be going off right now. There's not one player who I'm looking at who's slacking or not carrying their own.
Yeah, it looks like UW Gold has a really good read on the setup. The Jet in mid, the Omen on Catwalk, and the Cypher on A. It looks like Army hasn't really changed anything up, and because they haven't changed anything up, they send 3 people mid, UW Gold does, and now they have complete mid control. And look, they're even getting B main control off of Light's great drone into a solo ultimate, and now it's just a 5v2. But Rodzi going a little far ahead of his team, but he does have a teammate in stairs in B main. He gets blinded, should be getting pushed from stairs here. It should be a free kill, yes, and now it's a 4v1 retake. Let's see here if Army Cypher player can pull this off.
Yeah, Namek, I don't know that you even should go for this, right? 600 credits to your name, you had full armor, you had a Phantom. Jonah, do you question that decision from Army West Point? Maybe save the Phantom, and that way, at least next round, you play with that hero Phantom? Because take a look at the economy. Army West Point is in absolute shambles right now.
Yeah, at least they do have the jet knives, and I would say it is a good idea to save right there, but they are so pressured. They're down 1-6 on defense, so it makes it so that maybe you need to make that play. If he wins that play, that 1v4, however improbable it is, he gives his team a big morale boost.
An unfortunate one for Army West Point there is, again, you said it, the setup hasn't changed at all, really. 2 players over towards that, or 1 A main, 1 towards Tree or Cat, and then Breach plays back middle, closer towards CT. I mean, they have an absolute read on this. Yeah, UW Gold is just, they've read this book. It's the Sunday paper for them right now.
Exactly, they need to use that Breach Jet combo to get aggressive on defense. You see Inverti here with the knives. Look how far back he's playing. He's taking 4th contact for his team. 3 of his teammates have already dropped, and he still has the knives out. They really need, they really need to start making plays with this Jet Breach. And unfortunately, Vex gets another kill. I mean, this guy's been on absolute fire today. He's just getting all these kills, but a lot of them have been eco kills. So maybe if Army West Point can start getting a little bit of a stranglehold in this game by winning one of these rounds, maybe they can do it off of Inverted's op, maybe. Perhaps they could do something with the Breach Ultimate for a retake. But whatever it is they want to do, they need to do something aggressive and fast. Because this setup they currently have is being completely read. UW Gold can go wherever they want, mid, A, B, because they know exactly who's there.
And Jonah, that was my question, right? You talked about it with Inverted. Do we see them bring out the Zoom Banger, the Boomstick, Big Green, or are we just content with having them play this? Because in my opinion, again, humble gold player, silver on a bad day, the Jet Op can establish so much control on one site, but look at the trades. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, UW Gold in a 3v2 here. They have the advantage. Reyna has the Empress. Amek getting aggressive towards Cat, not able to get anything done. His Light's going to take them down, and Mexec tried to show off the trigger discipline and just gets punished by Toph.
I mean, he
Round
almost
9.
had that right there. And you saw Army actually go for that B main play, but it was a little discoordinated right there. Maybe the comms weren't exactly there. Maybe the trust wasn't there, but they did go for that breach flash into a jet peek in that tile location. He had a good kill, but he couldn't secure it on the killjoy. Rozzy was able to get around that corner on tiles. So it looks like Army is doing what it needs to. I mean, the situation wasn't totally bad for them, but they weren't able to capitalize on those kills in mid.
Certainly not. As it looks like we have a couple of lineups here from Light, but lined up is Inverted's Crosshair taking down Toph and Vex. This is a great start for Army West Point. Can they make it count now, though? And no, Rodzy answers back with 2 quick ones of their own. Inverted gets the third. Can they get the ace from the shadows? Gonna get popped. Inverted, they know there's a player here. Not able to get it done just yet. As they tickle Light's big toe, bringing them down to 87 HP. Damo, meanwhile, on this A site, gonna get that spike planted in 2v3. Maxek has the read, spots Damo. That's gonna be some information gained for Army West Point. 2 players gonna be coming from heaven. That's Smoke, looking to buy time. Damo and Light getting the jobs done. Inverti, if they get this, this has to be the ace. They know where this player is. Do you pop knives here and just go for the right click? Or do you spray like Inverti does right there? 12
He's got no more
bullets
smokes left. He should know he's in hell right here. Taps the bomb, actually. Trying to bait him out. Sees his head as the smoke fades. And takes out Damo, grabs the ace. I mean, that's the pop-off potential we love to see. NA straight up known for our jets. Known for our aggressive duelist gameplay. This double duelist, even triple duelist comp. And of course, Army West Point putting all their eggs, no Easter pun intended, all their eggs into this Inverti basket with this solo duelist comp. Gets him the ace. And this guy, he must be feeling it now. It's always great to grab an ace. And all that really came down to was giving our Inverti single 1v1s over and over and over. If they were able to trade that out, group up a little better, maybe Inverti doesn't get that ace, but still, momentum, Army.
Absolutely, Inverti heat check here. They're feeling it. Teammate's going to take care of that recon dart. Oh, and not gonna go for the limit testing is Inverti. Decides to relax, play with the team. Smart call there from Army West Point. And look at the ultimate economy as Vex takes down Maxek. Inverti gets dropped by Vex as well. And I feel like this is just back and forth. Duelist v Duelist. Whichever Duelist is popping off and around is gonna get the win. I mean, there's no question about it right now.
It's all Vex. Another ace grabs coming in. He knows where the last player is.
Anything Inverti does, Vex can do better. Gets the ace. Full house for Inverti. Jonah, I've never seen a double ace on stream before, but Vex, take a bow. That's a Twitter clip, I am sure. 9-2 for UW Gold in the last round of the half.
I mean, it was on a gun round, and they saw a jet in A main here earlier, as he did take out Toph. So they know that they're on A with 3 people, and Vex, he just holds W, presses that key down, no need for shift, knows where the last player is, his teammate Sova drones him away, and takes the aim duel, has him locked into his sight. That Cypher must be so scared right now. Namek feeling the full wrath of Vex.
Yeah, and I mean, Army West Point, again, they have 5 ultimates. You have to try and do something to establish control. Last round of the half, if a teammate dies like that, Maxek just did, with the ultimate up, I mean, I've never been in the team environment for Valorant before, Jonah. Is that something that gets called out?
It depends on the players you really have here as they fight in mid here, jockeying for control of the space in a 3v3. But someone needs to take charge right there and call for a different setup on defense. You saw Mexec falling on Cat right away. That's because UW Gold knows he plays there every single round. 12 rounds in a row, he's played there. They know where he is, spot him out, and then get the free kill.
Speaking of free kills, Toph takes down Mizzy, and there's a battle for A main position. Namek should have had the free shot. Vex making them pay. Damo's going to get that spike plant, and Inverti, once again, going to have to do something crazy, but no, Vex shuts it down 10-2. UW Gold has a commanding lead over Army West Point right now.
Yeah, UW Gold playing really well right now. They're adapting their offense. They're sending 1, 2, 3 mid per different round. They're mixing it up with A main and B main control as well, and also solid B main executes. So you're seeing some adaptability, some more flexibility, some more depth in the strat book from UW Gold. Whereas Army, it seems they just copy and pasted their homework over and over on that defense. They really need to start changing that up. They knew exactly what they were going to do, but so did UW Gold. They can't just keep relying on the same old strat. They have to think of something different. I'm sure these West Point guys, with their tactical mastery of the military arts, can definitely come up with something.
One could say they've mastered the art of war, if you will, and, well, when you're in the server, it is definitely war. Second half underway. Toph already forced to tailwind out after being stunned up by the breach player. And a 1-2-2 split here, Jonah. Anything shocking about Army West Point trying to establish this early mid presence with two players?
I mean, they have the Jet breach combo in A main, so the rest of the team, they should be able to get this mid for free since you have that Sova dart. It got them early info, but Vex peeks out from top mid and just taps away Inverti.
Great play from Inverti there as Damo going to get chipped down to 54 HP. So 4v4 situation. UW Gold has the health advantage as I say that. Namex going to take some pop shots at Toph there. And fully blind is Toph, somehow staying alive. I lied. MIB showing them the men in black. Gonna take them down. So, but speaking of getting taken down, UW Gold just right there every single time.
And you see the weakness here of the solo Jet duelist composition from Army right there. The breach threw two flashes there at Toph, who was hidden on the wooden blocks on the left, but nobody was able to close that space to get the kill on Toph, even though they knew where he was, and he was 26 HP. So right there, you want to see this composition group together, use the arrow, use the flashes, use the smokes, all together with the Jet going in to maybe get something going. Of course, on their default, which is what they're doing right now, this 2-1-2, as you said before, they need to start doing something where they are able to get space, but not die necessarily. Maybe start using the cam, the drone to gather that space instead.
Absolutely. The name of the game is space here, and Army West Point just slow walking their way into A main. It's going to be a difficult one for them with just their pistols against some Spectres. I think there's an Ares in there somewhere. That's probably towards B site with Sova. But the execute comes in, and Vex gets one, dismisses away back behind the box, not able to get a second one. Gonna chunk a player down to, I want to say, 10 HP in a dream. Rodzi takes down Mexec. Rodzi takes down another, knows they only have pistols. Why not? Go for the third. Rodzi gets it, and Damo takes down Inverti to put
all these multi-kills
on match point.
All these multi-kills coming from UW Gold, you're showing right here on your screen the pure individual class of a team like UW Gold. I mean, of course, these players are of a slightly higher skill level than their counterparts on the other side. So they're able to pull off clips like this, where they walk out for free, get one, get two, then drop, and then he gets the third. He knows where they are. He's confident. Of course, he gets traded out right there, but his teammate right there with the trade, getting him back.
Absolutely, and you talk about the confidence level that all the players on UW Gold are exuding right now. It's just leaking from everywhere. If you take a look at that scoreboard, not a single player is negative, one, but even the duelist Toph, who you'd expect traditionally, and a duelist, you expect them to just be going off, doing ridiculous things, breaking the game. They're 8, 8, and 7, so while they're not able to finalize the kills, they're creating space, they're causing havoc for Army West Point and making the job of the teammates a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, it's all about those opening picks just like that from Toph. And Light follows up with that airy spam, and Donald gets the gun and even takes down Mid Police before the mid split comes in here from Mizzy and Mexec. Let's see if they can do something, but they don't have the spike. So because they don't have the spike, now they have to route themselves back towards B main here rather. And Light has the cross, and so does Toph. Now they should know with this last player. They should know he's right here in CT, and he gets taken down, and that is the match.
A 13-2 victory for UW Gold. We talked about their performance last week against Ryerson and them looking to carry that momentum. Jonah, so far, they are firing on all cylinders right now. It looks like they can't miss.
Yeah, I mean, last time these guys played, there was that 13-3, 13-4 scoreline, but now we see UW Gold, the Waterloo lads, stepping up to another level. The 13-2 is here, and look at that scoreboard. Vex, 334 average combat score. I mean, the fact that all these players from UW Gold are on top, and Inverti is the only one to really break into that squad right there, just because he was getting those opening kills, and of course that nice ace we saw from Inverti. It doesn't amount to much though. Even if Inverti wins one of the rounds and the other team does do a nice split to get the second one, it was all UW Gold all the way.
It certainly was, and I'm not going to lie to you, I thought our observer Juke had the scoreboards sorted by team, and there was just a bug. Maybe they flipped one or two, but no, that's the actual average combat sorting scoreboard, so your eyes do not deceive you. But coming up, we will be going on to map number 2. It is the choice of Army, so will they be able to defend their home turf of Bind? Stick around, we'll be right back to find out.
Looking down from the heights that we have built all by ourselves, and there is fear of the unknown, but we cannot lose control when we feel like the world is against us. We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark, the vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. 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 Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark, the vertigo is getting sharp. There's something
Welcome back, gamers. I am joined by Jonah, and we are in the midst of a battle for the East Region 2 right now. I mean, it's a fresh slate for both of these teams. Army West Point not really able to get anything going on map number 1, but like we said before the break, Jonah, moving on to their map choice of Bind. There's a new patch. I know we talked about it during the break. There's some new agents you want to see in here as well.
Yeah, Viper and Yoru with their significant buffs in patch 2.06. I mean, these two agents are seeing a lot of play, and you saw it from BBG when they beat Sentinels. They saw a little Viper action, and maybe we could see some from, Army West Point. Maybe they've got some amazing Viper Molly lineups, some smoke, some one-ways, maybe even, some lineups for the Viper Snake Bite. We could see some pretty interesting things with Yoru as well, as that's one of the agents that can get really aggressive with that gate crasher. Now that it's at 35-second reduction time, you can just throw that, when you're playing defense, and then push the teleporter long B, crash the guy's showers, and then TP all the way back to B. And with those buffs, he's able to get in and out just like that. And his kit right now is very strong with that 6 ultimate buffer that he's got instead of the 7 he had before. I mean, we could see some Yoru. I know Beanies wants to see some Yoru. I know you maybe want to see some Yoru, but maybe we will get it, but maybe we won't. One could only hope.
Everybody in chat, if they've been watching CF1, whenever I'm on cast, they know exactly what I want to see. I mean, even production knows what I want to see right now. It's the Viper. This has been my character since beta. She's just so strong right now. Walking through any of her abilities will instantly delete a player's HP, or decay it rather, to I believe 50 HP and one armor. So like we said, it's one-shottable with the majority of guns. But as we say that, the agent selects are in, they are swift, and we don't see anything that veers away from the standard. That's got to be disappointing.
Well, at least they've got this tried and true NA composition of the Jet and raises the duelists that are preferred on Bind. Of course, we see Army here with a slight mix-up. Maybe Mix-Up wasn't really feeling that Omen from last game, but this time he's on Bind. And of course, Brim is that champion, that agent rather, that has that new extended range from the previous patch 2.04. And now he's able to smoke long B, from that defender side and take an A execute and pretty much just run with it. He's able to smoke showers and smoke short A, but of course he doesn't have that regeneratable smoke that Omen has. So maybe look here for UW to maybe slow it down, maybe try to play the long game where they have more smokes. But knowing UW, I mean, they might just throw that all out the window and just hold W. We'll see though.
I was going to ask, will we possibly see some Smeeg in here from Toph and Vex, the baby pay combo? Is that a possibility? We will find out. We are in round number 1. Again, by the choice of Army West Point, Mexec with the spike, and that's a bold peek from Mexec with the spike to peek
already
first.
Up behind them. He's already up behind them right now. They're going A, but it's read like a book. Look, everyone from UW Gold should basically rotate here. It's a 5-on-5 on the A bomb site for pistol round. I was just going around. It's free. Right, this should be an easy crunch for UW Gold.
And the utility usage is there as Vex able to find one with the paint cans. Mexec, though, going to take down Rodzi. They still have no clue that this flank is coming, but Damo says, I don't care, I got this. Gets another, and Damo's going to clean it up with a 3K. UW Gold takes the pistol. Jonah,
yeah,
we talked about the importance of these flanks and these teleporters. I know Toph didn't take the teleporter to get to market and then to push A short, but yeah, you have a Cypher on your team. There's got to be a trap there, something to just slow them down.
There was a trap right there in market, but Toph just simply went around it, went across the other side through the cave right there. He avoided it, basically didn't let the Army know he was coming. And because of that patience, because of that aggression, rather, from Toph, he basically big sneaked his way out of B short. Now he's going again.
Doing it again, getting frisky here, but paid the price as Mizzy's going to take down Toph, going to upgrade to this frenzy. Damo, heat check, don't care. You know where I am? It doesn't matter. That's a 2K for Damo. Verdi's going to take them down, but Vex finds Inverti, and they know where they are. I mean, Vex is just masterclass. Namek will get the spike down, so possibly.
Here. Yeah, they sent a
extra credits.
four-man fake towards B, and they just comes out of showers. It's a pretty much a free bomb plant. That's all you could really ask for from Army in this situation. Of course, they only have classics this round, maybe a frenzy or two, and UW Gold came in with a Phantom Bulldog and some Spectres. So you want to see this bomb plant go down, and that's all Army could ask for, and that's what they got. A great strat by them. Of course, it doesn't show up on the scoreboard, but it will show up on the economy for the next round as they get a full buy with those extra 300 credits.
We certainly will be seeing a significant investment here from Army West Point, and that's something that we didn't see at all last round. There's no way Toph actually does this buy. Jonah, round 3, there's no way. There's no
2 out of 2 rounds, he just walked out of B short. He has the operator now, and he could just take B long. Teams know that once they have better weaponry, they can take those long-range duels because they know the other team has Spectres, Bulldogs, maybe a Phantom or 2. But because Toph force-bought this, now look at Army. They're going long B. They're playing the weapon range advantage, but they don't know that he has an op here.
Little peek, spots one, gets him. That's the spike. Toph with that zoom banger, not able to get it done. And that could be dangerous, possibly handing that weapon over to the other Jet in Verdi, but Vex looking to get aggressive and gonna bait the heck out of this weapon. Gets dinked, but gets the frag. So, operator down. I'm sure we'll be looking to see if any of the players can retrieve that weapon moving into next round, because that's a significant investment from Toph, right? 5,000 credits. They have no cash moving into the next round other than what happens in their loss bonus or the win bonus. But look at the position here from Light. Free frag on to Namek. That's just patience paying off. You can't lurk on Namek. On Light. They just read that. And UW Gold is just stunning across the board right now.
Yeah, Light's just holding on to A, shining himself everywhere. He just locks down the lurk from Namek through that showers like you mentioned before. And here we go. A 2v4. They want to go on this B-bomb site. They send the drone out, looking for maybe some sort of information before they go, and they should know that there are at least 2 here, but of course, we have the low HP Vex, and Damo gets this right through the smoke.
Dom just doing the dirty work right there. I'll get to my point after this round as we see Mizzy getting taken down to 6 HP. Vex with the wall bang and gonna retrieve that operator. Jonah, 2 players, Phantoms, full shields, 3,900 credits. We talked about it last round. Army West Point trying to get too aggressive and steal some of the weapons away from UW Gold, but in turn losing their own weapons and doing significant damage to their own economy here as they look to force buy.
Yeah, they could have maybe saved those 2 guns, but it isn't a wise idea to go back onto that B bomb site. You know so many are there, and you haven't heard the rotation yet from A as Namek actually walked out, so they should have known that that lurk wouldn't have paid off. And now that they're on some sort of weird force buy, they actually go with the drone into contact. Let's see if Army pushes off after this, but actually they just have this setup default. As you see in Verdi, get a nice Marshall headshot with Toss right there to answer.
And I respect the Marshall shot there going up against the operator. Rodzi gonna take down Mexek. Rodzi gonna take down Mizzy as well, dodging those paint shells. Damo looking to get something going for these players in showers. Namek still has the camera, so I'm curious to see if there's gonna be any sort of cam out situation, but they don't want to peek Heaven because they don't know who could be there. And Damo, screw Heaven. I'm around the corner. I'm in your face. Just gonna charge this one in. Not getting the frag, but Toph. I think that was a right click. If it wasn't, I'd be shocked.
You saw the trade right there from UW Gold, right? Damo goes in confidently, and right behind him is Toph. That right there is the principle of trading from FPS games, and this Valorant being a tactical FPS, it seems like Army West Point needs to learn how to trade better. They're on offense. It doesn't matter if 1 or 2 of them drops. If they're able to trade back the kills, given the information, they can enter the site and get into post-plant. But right now, it looks like they can't get on the site, can't get that bomb down. They're just being shut down in straight-up aim duels where they're not getting trades. Members of UW Gold are getting kills and then just falling away left and right. They can't actually answer any of these kills with another return. And because of that, it's all UW Gold right now.
Oh, and a last pack from Vex, not able to do enough as they're going to take a significant amount of damage. MIB Police on the hunt here. Sirens are not on just yet.
That blast back from Vex might need a little work right there. He went straight up into the nade still, and because he is low, that it is a point of weakness for UW Gold. But they actually have this 4-1 setup with the Jet actually coming back now. It looks like they trust Rodzi here to lock down Showers and A short with those tripwires and camera. Let's see if Army can read this setup right.
The cam never spotted Toph in heaven. They're gonna peek this and just think it's free. Oh, but as I say that, of course not.
Now it's a 5v1 on site here, so let's see if Toph can do anything by helping his teammate out. Goes through the smoke, and now it's a 3v5 on site. Full 5v5 retake, and Namek gets a free kill on Toph.
Yeah, free kill on Toph, but the Brimstone from Army West Point left with 1 HP. This is difficult. We're going to see the two low players meet up here, 28 HP, and I think 22 on the other. Yep, Mexec going to make that one count. 1v3, Rodzi can't get it done, and Army West Point gets themselves on the board. They didn't have to use any of their ultimates, and MIB Police able to retrieve that operator. So T-side opping, not something that we usually see on a map like Bind, but who is that going to be in the hands of? I think they're going to keep that one for themselves.
Yeah, they might give that over to Inverti to see if he's feeling it, that Jet operator. But I want to point out right there, that round wasn't even close. Army mopped the floor with them. It was so good because Mexec was still in A short there with the Molly lineup and the Brim ultimate. So even if the number advantage did go in favor of UW Gold, Mexec still wins that round for Army. And there it is. The Toph Big Schmeek. He just walks out and kills Inverti. Inverti's got an op. He's getting peeked into, and he still loses the duel. This is all UW Gold right now. They're just heat checking them everywhere. Just solo walkouts.
Yeah. That's a tilter. No utility used. Op versus Phantom. There should be no world where the Phantom wins that, but Light able to find a frag onto Mexec. And Namek, though, on the opposite side of the opposite side, getting a little bit of work done before getting shut down by Damo. And this is one of those situations where all you're asking Mizzy to do really is, can we try and get the spike down, get a little bit extra cash? No, Damo, 5-1. And, we talk about some of the things that Army West Point needs to work on. And, Jonah, I know you're not a degenerate like me. You're not just sitting in Twitch chats all day, but I'm sure you've seen the copy pasta from CS. I think it's Launders, where it's like, all they need to work on is, map awareness, communication, aim,
movements, crosshair placement, map rotations, positioning, setups. And yes, Army does actually need to work on all those things because right there, they ran the same default twice, but they didn't do it properly with utility. You need to be clearing out these close angles with those boom bots, those drones, and because their money's so weak, they don't even have a drone right now. So they're taking up the angle where it's closest, and that's E short right here. You see Vex falling off. They know it's going to be a hookah take. You see the 3 players from A rotating off. Brilliant nade, chugging them out, spotting them, and delaying them.
And the showstopper going to get popped from MIB Police. Satchel on. Birdie, though, able to find one with the Blade Storm. MIB Police takes down Toph. That's a huge frag right there. Oh, but
Light with the Linux, though. There's a planner, and Mexec using an early Brimstone while dropping down that Hellfire. And look, it's a trade of Sova ults, and Light comes out on top. The better Sova, the Sova div coming in, and now maybe it's winnable for UW Gold. It's still 3v2 in favor of Army. And the bomb hasn't gone down yet because of Light. Mexec in this early position dinks his opponent in Light, but doesn't get the kill. Let's see if Army stays in these positions. It looks like they're committing the bomb plant. And now it's a 3v2 post plant.
Inverti has 3 HP. If they get so much as a breath on their little toe, they will die. So Inverti is going to be the one to take contact here and try to let their teammates trade off of them, as we see Namek doing their best Rainbow Six Siege impression, just hanging out in cams, just vibing, as Light takes contact with Inverti, and that's the opening frag to get it done. Damo needs to get one here. Not able to do it as Namek. Going to take him out. Jonah, go ahead.
I really don't like this decision by Damo here to pick up the op in a 2v3. I mean, the logic behind it just doesn't make sense. You need a rifle for retake. The op looks good and it's flashy, but you can't really expect multi-kills with an operator on a retake when you have to go through smokes, peek through angles, where the operator is better. It excels at holding angles, not peeking into angles. So maybe Damo, if you went for that rifle right there, you could have coordinated with Light right there. You saw the arrow come out from CT, from Light, and then he walked out. But Damo, He just walked across elbow. He looked a loss there. I mean, of course he's 11-4. Of course he's popping off and whatnot. But grabbing the operator, then wrapping elbow, and not getting any foothold into that round, it seems he wasn't really coordinated with Light right there. And maybe UW Gold needs to work on some communication, some retake practices, because that was not it.
It certainly wasn't. I mean, unless you're, maybe Quinn, Dicey, one of those 10s, one of those crack Jet players, like you said, it's never going to be easy to retake with an operator. So we will see what they can do, because the economy of UW Gold wasn't great. We saw the Blade Storm get popped by Toph. That's going to be a significant investment, if you will, not money-wise, but in terms of ultimate charges. Double blast pack by MIB Police to create space, and Birdie gets one, and what a huge recon dart from Light. Taking down 2, Toph gets another. 2v2, everyone is on the same site. Light, what was that?
The ADS for that kill!
Chart?
It looks like MIB Police starting the round with the judge, and now he's got this Phantom. The Cypher from UW, Rodney should know he's towards this long B side, but they have to be very careful with this 1v1 right here. He should know that he can't be on A because of these 2 tripwires. He still has the cam available, but he's choosing to play the gun instead here. And how Army was able to get into this round was a brilliant execution. Left. Of course, Light tried to fight back from that L position with the recon dart. He's able to shoot through the smoke, but of course, it's Army here trying to claw these rounds back. They're getting so much value with these entries, and it's all up to mid now. Maybe he can find a timing onto Rodzi, but Rodzi's playing this really patiently. He's just holding onto his spot.
Left.
Yeah, and you have to be curious. MIB Police only has 7 seconds left. They know that... Oh, he's been spotted. They've been absolutely spotted. Rodzi trying to be a naughty armadillo here, waiting for the peak. They know it's coming either side, but MIB Police, though, not showing anything just yet. Oh, gets the timing, and MIB Police shuts down Rodzi after Rodzi had the read. How do you lose that round, Rodzi?
Oh my, it looks like Rodzi was trying to play the trigger discipline because he saw him go on the left side of the tube, and MIB doing a really good job of throwing the nade into CT, deducing that he can't be there now, because if he did throw the nade and he was there, he would have made foot sound, so he wide swing peeks the hookah angle, and Rodzi is just completely unaware that that's even possible. It just seems like a flaw in judgment, but rather a nice play by MIB Police.
It certainly was, as we see Army West Point total, match the total of the amount of rounds they had last map, so already doing significantly better.
Yeah.
And Verdi tagged up by this recon, or by the camera, doesn't care, updraft, Damo with the Sheriff, no, Namek puts him away. Mizzy's gonna take down another, Toph with the Stinger, can't get anything done. And Verdi's going to tailwind out of dodge to stay alive. And Vex, this is winnable here. 2 players super low. And
last player standing.
Vex gets one. Gets the body shot. Looking like spring break. And no, Mizzy. Gonna find the final frag of the round. Put a stop to the nonsense. Army West Point is answering back. And Jonah, I mean, maybe they're in the Twitch stream. They're listening to us. They've started to work on that communication, because it looks significantly better after round,
really
what was that, 4, 5?
Yeah, it's really the strategy right now on round 5 onward. They're doing a great job of playing their composition the way it's supposed to be played. Because Brimstone is on attack and he has these limited smokes, he wants to drop them for an execute right away. Whereas Omen can play the round a little slower. So Army's doing a great job right now. They're grouping up and they're executing. A, B. Now UW Gold, they don't know where they're going. They're changing the setup. Last round they had 3A, now they have 2A. But look, Army's executing into this 3-man crossfire. Let's see if they can break it. They have been doing a good job of breaking it. But no, Vex kills Inverti, the entry fragger, and Vex gets the kill on the flying rocket. Oh, Namek answers that back, though. Let's see if Mizzy can find this top jet right below him. He jumps up, spots him, gets the kill. It is Mexec. But no, the rotates from Light and Rodzi have already come in. That was a delayed take you saw from Army right there. They could have, and they might very well have forced their way onto that B bomb site with those brim smokes, with that jet dash, if it hadn't been for Vex taking that early contact, winning that duelist on duelist battle, and because of that early shutdown, it's all in the favor of UW Gold. It all comes down to those early battles in the beginning of the execute. And Vex showing up right there is why he's one of the top duelists in this group.
Prepare for hellfire!
Absolutely, Vex making a name, and whoa, Rodzi, that had to be a huge flick. There's no way he lives. Rodzi takes down 2. Can they find a third? We hear the fire, the gunfire going down A short.
How did they not trade him? How did they not trade that guy? How?
Still alive.
Army really needs to punish that right there. And he's still challenging. It looks like they're trying to trade right now, but it looks like Rodzi's just getting away with so much. Look at this. And then Tov even updrafts, dashing in to try to kill this guy. I mean, Army is just in their spawn still, basically, and Tov caps that off with another nice headshot. Jeez. It just seems like UW Gold can do no wrong. The Cypher solo peek shorted into 4 people and gets away with a 3K and still lives.
They got 2. Right, Rodzi picks, here's the replay. Rodzi takes down Inverti, gets the second, sprays down the boom bot, and walks away with 12 HP. I mean, I know the weaponry wasn't there for Army West Point, right? Like he was peeking into a judge, so not the greatest weapon, but that's just, you have to get the frag right there onto Rodzi.
Yeah, Mexic had his iPad out right there. He had his iPad out right there in the corner cubby, and they're just strong. And look, the aggression with the utility right there. Ends out the Roomba, and then the Jet peeks, and there it is. Another duelist 1v1 going in the way of UW Gold.
Yeah, I think Mexec trying to get some blue emo and wild rift on the iPad as Light going to take down the Silva counterpart. They know where the last player is, or they have an inkling of an idea. Is Namex trying to get out of dodge here? They can hear the footsteps all around thanks to that HRTF in patch 2.06, but you don't need the HRTF to hear the flawless 8-4 half secured by UW Gold. I mean, Jonah, we talk about the differences in these team comps, right? The only one there is Damo on Omen versus Mexec on Brimstone. Can you break down what we can expect from UW Gold with this Omen as opposed to what we just saw from Army West Point with Brim?
Yeah, Army is trying to go for this early execute composition by putting down Brimstone smokes and executing off of it by getting their players into the bomb site and then trying to play for post plant with the Brim Molly. As opposed to UW Gold, running this Omen, it allows them a flash, which critically Army does not have, so they're able to take control of Hookah, where blind blinds everything there, short A and U-Haul. The blind is really what separates these two and their generatable smokes. So because of UW's Gold choice to go for Omen, they're able to play a lot more versatile of a game. They're able to hit a site, then fake it, then stop, and then go back into the site. Or they're able to just run them rampant with these regeneratable smokes.
They certainly are. You can throw fakes and not have to worry about it as well, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas Brim, if you try to fake, you're going to be left very, very empty-handed in terms of trying to execute.
This is a questionable setup, though. They've only got 2 people on the site. As you see, Mexec finally rotating over. But it's a 5-man hit from UW, and they're already inside of U-Haul, coming out of showers, taking that aim duel into back site. And it looks like the aim duel are still going in the favor of UW Gold. It looks like Army wasn't prepared for this, but they still have a shot in winning.
They certainly do, as 2 players on UW Gold are very low on HP. That's going to be Damo and Rodzi. Rodzi gets taken out right there, but look at this. Oh, can they find it? No, not able to do it just yet, as they are dropped to 29 HP. MIB Police getting away with murder in the positioning right there. Just going to spray down the smoke? No, Damo. That information gets relayed from Light, and Damo's going to secure that round, giving UW Gold their 9th. And are they undefeated in pistols so far, if I'm not mistaken?
I think so, 4-0 this series, and it just shows the confidence of UW Gold. Usually in those pistol rounds, it's all about that confidence, because utilities Light, there is no armor, or if there is armor, it's just a classic. So you see here the team that is coming on top and will likely win the series is probably UW. You saw only a 2-man hold from Army, though, on pistol round. 2-man on a bomb site is not really the strongest unless one of them is Cypher. So it looks like Army deciding that they would go B that last round, but ultimately losing it. And now you have UW deciding to take Ruga control here. Dashing in is Toph, and Vex is right behind him. The nade comes out to deter him, but no, they just jump past the nade. And there's the martyrdom.
Dashing through the nade, straight through Hookah. Vex doesn't really care, because Toph's got his great back. Oh, and Mizzy takes 2. Sorry for the song. I mean, it was pretty decent, right? My freestyle ability is not horrendous, but Shorty with 1 bullet left and 5 HP. No. Rodzi's going to take down Mexec right there. as Mizzy gonna see if they can get anything done. They know there's a player in the drone, doesn't get spotted, so they might call site clear. They are going to call site clear, but Rodzi taking down Mizzy, shuts down the 4K potential, and gives UW Gold round number 10, double digits. I hear you sighing, Jonah. What can they do realistically, Army, to get themselves back into this game?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that they could be doing better here, but it looks like their defensive setup is really what is there to note. It has to be up to Inverti here to get those opening picks on defense, just like Toph and Bex did. But he's not able to put himself in that position to get those picks. You saw Toph and Bex put themselves deep outside of short B, deep outside of long B, out of showers, out of short A. But look where Inverti is. He's starting in showers, and it looks like he's going for the duel. Maybe he could get that jet-on-jet action right here. He's trying to peek into him, but he doesn't seem to have the confidence. He just falls away. That right there is the difference between these two teams. Because Army's Jet and the players rather on Army aren't willing to take these duels because they're losing them. They don't have the confidence to go for them anymore. And because of that, UW is able to get information, take space, and then fall back, and then regroup, and then hit like that.
Yeah, and you have to question the decision-making from Inverti. Like you talk about, the space is so important, but as we say that, Mexx got their teammates back. Rodzi's pushed through into Lamps. So Inverti going to take the space back. But Vex as well has made their way onto this site. They have no clue where either of these players are. And Joan, I'm going to get back to that point you talked about earlier with Inverti after this round. But Rodzi, can they get anything done here? Swung wide, gets one. Going to take down Mexx. There's a Vandal on the other side of this. So going to clear it out. They know there's at least one player heaven now.
30 seconds left.
They could
Army
certainly
should be
win this
rotating right here.
UW.
The spike is in showers with Inverti. They have to be rotating right here to help Inverti out. They knew where the spike was. Okay, finally, Cypher takes the TP, helping him out. But Rodzi's
going to hear this reload.
Too.
13 seconds left. Both players are here. Rodzi gets one. Can he get the second? No, so close. And that's a gamble from West Point right there. Play the time.
Yeah, Army right there needs to do a better job of regrouping, though. Inverti had that spike, what seemed like 30 seconds before any of his teammates even went to go help him. You need a faster rotation there from Nemec and Mexx. You need them to take themselves and put themselves in showers where they can trade Inverti and help him protect the enemy team's spike. That's the name of the game, the spike. Diffusing or planning it, that's the offense's tip to winning the game. That's their only real objective.
Absolutely. And you talked about earlier in that round the importance of taking these fights like this in showers, right? And Inverti giving up so much space, luckily able to their teammate had their back, but
Spike down A.
from a player as high ranked as yourself and as experienced as yourself, I know we talked about it briefly before, but showers seems to be such an integral part of this map because you can watch that rotation onto over towards B's site. You have access to the teleporter. I mean, what is it about showers that makes it such a stronghold for some of these teams to focus on?
Yeah, I mean, showers and long B are like the two endpoints of this map of Bind, and because they're the two endpoints and there's a teleporter, it makes it so the endpoints are even more important to hold on to for maps control. If you control the ends of a chessboard or the ends of the map and there's a teleporter in the middle, imagine your chess had a teleporter in the middle, you could just go between the two ends. I mean, it would just be super easy just to control the sides, right?
I mean, I'm not a very good chess player. I'm not the Queen's Gambit, but in Valorant terms, I mean, you're right, because UW Gold has controlled both of those portions of the map multiple times, and they're leading this one convincingly. I mean, look at the scoreboard. Every player over double digits, no players negative. It's just, they're really running Army West Point around the map, and you can tell that they have the better reads of what they're trying, what their team comp is supposed to do right now.
Yeah, because they control those ends, they know they have to be going through the middle portions of the map, short B and hookah, short A and hookah. And because of that, they funnel them into those spots. As you see the nerfed Bucky right there. If this was the post nerf Bucky, the pre-nerf Bucky rather, that might have been a 2K, But that right there
is a 2K from Vex.
Vex just showing off right there.
Match point.
I'm convinced that was a speed run. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
it wasn't. It's
They,
match
they, they
point,
pretty much
Jonah.
just said they said that there's only 2B here from Army. They're playing 3A as they sussed out from the last round. They're using their information well. Of course, in that previous round they saw the 3A and now they go B because they know there's only 2 there. I mean, it's a simple game, a simple math game, right? 5B2 on B bomb site sounds pretty easy to me. Let's go.
Yeah, and so far, UW Gold, I mean, it looks like they can do no wrong. There's no way Toph sprays this down through the smoke. But Maxette going to get blasted by Ronzi. The teleport backside. Damo stuck the TP into heaven and is just wrecking havoc. Doesn't even have to hit a single shot, but Toph will. MIB police, they know there's at least one heaven. Everything's smoked off. You're up a creek without a paddle. Damo making me say, oh damn, as they close out and UW Gold takes map number 2. They're going to take the series. That was convincing. And Beanies, Kiernan, and Scott, if you're watching, I think that was a message to the 3 of you that maybe UW Gold belongs higher than 10 in your power rankings. Maybe. My
I
opinion.
think they definitely do. I mean, they're able to take out Ryerson, and look at this excellent display of the between the duelists of Top and Vex, and of course you saw Damo there making the big plays on Omen, and even Light. He's playing that elbow position on Bind defense on B and throwing that recon dart through the smoke up top, making it so the enemies get scanned and then shoots them through the smoke. I mean, this is a nice roster from Waterloo right now. And looking at their previous games, they've found a lot of success in this 2 duelist composition, and maybe going into the future, they could very well take CF1 Championship in this split too.
We could certainly see it. I can't wait to see some of these Eastern teams play some of the West Coast and the Central. But I mean, it's still anybody's tournament, anybody's series. We won't be seeing regionals for another couple of weeks. Can UW Gold, well, 2 questions. Can UW Gold keep this momentum rolling? But also, Army West Point, they've survived the first round of relegations. Can they get that over the hump and get off the bubble to really secure, hey, we're one of the top teams in the East? And what do they need to do that, Jonah?
Yeah, Army has a lot of things to work on, no pun intended from the CSGO copy pasta, but if they can bring their coordination around that Brimstone on Bind a little bit further together, and then also on Ascent, mix up that defensive setup they had, where they constantly had the same people in the same positions, give a little bit more fluidity, maybe adapt between round to round. One round you could run 3 on A, next round you could run 3 on B, maybe do something different with the catwalk, maybe have the breach there instead of having the breach in bottom mid, maybe put the breach in A main one round and maybe flash out of A main, let the jet dash in there. But overall, it seemed that they needed more work on Ascent more so than Bind. And because of that, it just felt like Army, if they're able to go back to the drawing board, take a hard look at where they're playing and not focus on how people are playing, more so focus on how the team is playing, then they could come back from this. Because Valorant, as much as it is about individual skill and aim, it's also about that team coordination. So if they can pull back, that looking glass and get that breach jet combo going in, you could see a lot more explosiveness. And because of that, they could see themselves rising up a little bit in the East.
Absolutely, and rise up they shall try. I love the Easter puns today, Jonah. Just bringing the greatness to the CF1 broadcast. And speaking of greatness being brought, we will be bringing a player from the University of Waterloo onto the broadcast in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, because when we return, we will have the inside scoop of what Waterloo just did to destroy Army. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, gamers. Jonah and myself are joined by Rodzi, who's becoming a familiar face on the CF1 broadcast. Rodzi, how you feeling tonight?
I'm good, dude. Can't complain. Can't be upset after a win. So, yeah, pretty good.
Absolutely. I mean, you're a familiar face. Last week, we saw you and the team take down Ryerson University, who many people had in their power rankings. You mentioned last week that, you guys post those power rankings in the group Discord every Monday. You're looking forward to those come out. You only made it on to one this week. That was Beanies at the number 10 spot. Did you guys feel, okay, we kind of made it, or you still have a big chip on your shoulder with a point to prove, and you got to make Kieran and Scotty put them on notice, if you will?
We got a point to prove still. We got a point to prove for sure. Yeah, we want to be on everyone's power rankings. We're like top 5 at least. And yeah, just keep climbing for sure.
I respect that very much. Jonah, go ahead. What do you got for us?
So, Rodzi, you had a great showing against Ryerson and another great showing here versus Army. I'm wondering now that you've established yourself as the premier number 1 Canadian school over Ryerson, are you looking at, the other groups, perhaps East Group 1, the West, Central? Are there any teams in particular you're looking forward to playing?
That's a really good question because I haven't actually looked at the other groups. Like, I think we kind of tunnel on our own. Like we've got Ryerson's number, I guess. Like, we love playing Ryerson and the Canadian schools, it's a lot of fun, but I guess we probably should be looking at some of the other schools and stuff. I actually don't even know who's in the other groups. Like, when we look at the power rankings, it's like, oh, I don't know those guys. I don't know those guys. I don't know those guys. But, oh, we play these guys. So, yeah, we should probably be looking at some other teams. But I know, like in the past, like probably months and months ago, we played like UH Premier, I think, and Scarlet Knights and stuff. So, and I don't remember if we won or whatever, but. Yeah, I mean, I think we just whoever beat us, because we definitely lost to some people on those rankings we want to beat, and then whoever we've beaten before we want to keep beating. So,
and so is there anything in particular during scrims that you guys are focusing on then to beat those teams? We always talk about team progression, so I really want to get the inside scoop. How is your team progressing in scrims? Are they steadily improving by working on things in scrims, or are you guys sort of regressing? How are they going for you?
Yeah, our scrims, like, I think, and my team's probably watching, can totally agree, is like they can, it depends on the team we're playing. Like, sometimes we'll get like a quality team that we'll play, and then sometimes like we'll play, like we'll have cheats on for like Ghost to like move around the map in free time, and we'll have some team just like totally bugged out, triggered by having cheats on or something like that, and then it's like really unproductive, really distracting. So they're up and down. I think the days like when we get like a good team and like it's a battle or we lose or something, like it's better to learn something. So those are the days like, we make the steps forward, and then some days it's just like not a quality team and we don't really go anywhere. A lot of the guys are really busy, so we try to make the most of the time, but sometimes can get a little out of hand with the teams.
Totally understandable, especially with the pandemic and everything else going on. Being a busy student, I'm sure you've got a packed schedule. And just one more question for you regarding the meta. Now that we're in patch 2.06, Viper getting that buff, Yoru getting that buff, and we saw that like there might be some viability for Viper as the drastic change, is making it so that if you touch any of her poison, you drop immediately to that 50 HP marker. So has your team been experimenting with these new agents now that they're buffed?
We haven't. I don't think we've ever considered playing Yoru. I don't even know if we still would. I don't think he's very good. But I think the Viper buffs are kind of interesting. I think she's better now, but I don't know if we would necessarily play her just because I think we're a retake heavy team, and even if we come against Viper, when we played Ryerson last week, I guess, and they pulled out the Astra, I find her utility similar to Astra Wall, where a team will put Astra Wall up and plant, and we'll just 5-man wait out the wall, and we'll just wait out the whole thing, put the smokes down, then blind and go, and try and win the round like that. I feel like she's good for creating that sense of urgency with the walls and stuff. Okay, you can't go through and help your team or whatever, but I guess because we're the retake heavy team, we're okay giving up the site, wait out the Viper utility, and then just go.
Yeah, you guys did a great job playing retake. So handing it off to Speezy.
Yeah, I mean, Rodzi, it seems like at least once or twice a series, we're good for a highlight play from you. I mean, last week we saw the triple Bucky down B long on a scent. This week we see you just turn. Here's the highlight, just turning on Namek and then following it up with the frag on Inverti. I mean, what is the environment like in that Discord when stuff like this happens? Are you guys going nuts and just trying to keep this momentum train going? And here's a 3K. I mean, what is it? What's it feel like when you get these kind of highlight plays?
I mean, it doesn't get too crazy. We don't do the group nice or whatever, when we win a round or something. But it's overall pretty chill. Honestly, it probably gets more crazy when I lose a 1v1 to a gold player or something, and everyone laughs at me. But, I mean, Vex had the highlight clip today. This guy was supposed to come B main with me. He just no comms, ran out B main, killed everybody. He had 300 combat score on both maps or something. So he's popping off, and I mean everyone's just what? What just happened? Usually,
I mean, he's just eco fragging right there. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's just
when it
gets quiet and you just run out and just kill everyone. Everyone's just okay. I mean, what happened? What just happened?
I guess that works.
Yeah.
No one cares how the rounds win, how you win the rounds, but as long as we get them done, that's all that matters. And Rodzi, I know we asked it to you last time. Shout outs, any love you want to show to the community, to your fans, to your teammates? Maybe flame Vex a bit, tell them to stop eco-fragging and leave some for the rest of you guys. What do you got for us?
Hey, if Vex is feeling it and he's on right now, I'm totally okay. He can mute his mic and run out B kill everybody every round. I'm okay with that. But yeah, shout out all my teammates. They're super good. Shout out to the Waterloo Esports guys for setting up scrims and everything, scheduling, all that stuff. They handle it pretty well. And then shout out all my friends in the chat. Shout out Riot. They nerfed the Bucky now, so I can't get a three-piece Bucky clip, unfortunately. Yeah. I think I got it all. Or shout out whoever did the power ranks and didn't have us on their power rankings. Put us on your power rankings. I said it last time. Do it again.
Kieran and Scotty, shots have been fired. I mean, you have a big match coming up next week. It is that battle for Canada against Ryerson University. I know everyone's looking forward to that, but Rodzi, thank you again for joining us here tonight. Jonah, on the debut, I had a blast. I know everybody in chat loved it as well, so thank you so much for standing in and joining us at CF1. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Day 1 of Split 2 in the books. Make sure you come back and join us tomorrow for the Central region. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and what's that, 7 p.m. Western? I don't even know. But make sure you're following us on Twitter to find out, and we will see you tomorrow night for the Central region. Have a great evening, gamers.
which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing up our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. 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 know my heart is a ghost town. Which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for.
I'm the only one alive who get me to the other side. The other side.
which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. 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 You